guess, Josh, just take us through the game.
Well, I thought there were a few real key moments in the game. I thought Rock's base hit in the second inning was clutch. It put it from a one-run game to a three-run game. I thought Marcus's play on that ground ball with 2 outs in that inning was a huge play. Kept it, 6 or 7 whatever that kept it. And obviously Colin, I thought was exceptional. I thought he was very calm, very poised in his at-bats. He took the information from his first at-bat and did a great job in his second at-bat of making the necessary adjustment. And grand slams are big swings because it's one thing to hit a solo homer. That doesn't really kind of shift the momentum much. But a grand slam is a big momentum shifting swing. And just the way he kind of did it, he did it with such calmness and control. That was big. And then obviously Evans' relief outing was lengthy and solid and very good. He continued to field the ground balls clean. And we scored, in many ways. Both hit a homer, other guys, contributing with good swings. Brugge hit another homer. So it's a lot of good things by the kids. They played a very good game, and Coach Walton did a great job of trying to plug game one in and give our other guys a chance to have full rest with the short week. And we just felt like Nolan deserved a chance to pitch once without having to play right field and warm up in between innings and get him back into the pitching mix and use his pitches and kind of get him stretched out so he can be available as an option as we move forward.
With injuries, you haven't always had the amount of depth that you might have liked at pitcher this year. How big is it to have a guy like Nolan be able to come out there and keep you on schedule for the week?
Well, I mean, if you think back, or if you can remember back when he was healthy and pitching, he was leading the country in saves. And so he was an incredible, important piece of the staff that allowed other guys to fall down into different roles and innings. And we felt real good about, how that was going to set up. When you lose a guy like that, that's a tough loss. So it takes time to kind of offset that and adjust and adapt, which our kids have done a great job of doing. So it's just a team effort. I mean, that's just what seasons demand. Everybody step up when opportunities present themselves, whether it's through the opportunity to play and pitch and hit and swing or whatever, or an injury or whatever happens. You got to have a good team, and I'm proud of the depth of the team that's kept us extremely competitive despite some of those things that happened.
Colin's one of those depth guys too. Have you seen him kind of stay locked in and keep getting better? Yeah.
Well, so Colin's story is a little unique. He had pretty major shoulder surgery last year at the end of his junior college season. Did not play during the summer. When we were fortunate enough to get a commitment from him in August, we knew that in the fall he would be limited because he was coming off a shoulder reconstruction. And so we got some work in the fall around his injury, but he really wasn't himself just yet. November, he worked extremely hard, and by the time he left for Christmas, he said, I'm starting to feel a lot more like myself. So when he came back in January, he looked like a new guy. And then from the time he broke into the lineup and got some key looks, he has been really, really good. So it's just a kid that he's done an awfully good job. His efficiency per plate appearance with RBIs and extra base hits and quality bats is way up there.
It seems like your entire team right now is just hitting at a great clip. What's I don't even want to say it's like what's different, because you guys have been good all year with that, but like what's been different the last couple of weeks for you guys?
Well, I don't know. I mean, it's hard to sometimes put your finger on that. We have a good lineup. There's good depth to our lineup. Kids are working hard. They invest in the process of hitting, which is to show up at the field and do their drills. They've been coachable, and they've listened and learned and made adjustments over the course of the season, which is part of a long season. So all the things that go into being engaged in the process of trying to get great, I give them a lot of credit. They've worked hard at it.
You guys win tonight. Texas wins tonight. Is it any harder to not look at that?
I told you, I'm barely smart enough to handle what we're responsible for. I certainly cannot take into account what anyone else is doing. And I don't say that to be like, if we take care of what we're doing, that gives us the best chance to be relevant, right? So that's going to be our focus. We just need to get ready for tomorrow, play really good tomorrow. If we do that, that's everything we can do to have a spot in that conversation, right? So yeah, I don't look much at scores. I think I learned that at a young age, kind of being raised by a coach. So some of those, maybe you call them superstitions, or maybe they're just habits. But yeah, I don't check much.
See, with Nolan, there was a practical end to throwing him tonight. But what did he show you in getting to pitch and do it without, as you said?
Nolan amazes me. I think he's one of the most talented kids I've ever seen. I saw him make big pitches when it mattered most. There, when those guys got on base, he dug in there and found in his heart the ability to make a key pitch. Shows that competitive spirit that makes him who he is. Even though he wasn't maybe as efficient or sharp as he wanted to be, he was still elite when it came to being competitive. And so that's what I see in him, and it's what I appreciate about him.
And as you get to the postseason, where you might need him at the start of the game, you might need him for the last 4 innings, what does it give you as an extra element?
Well, I mean, great talent, the stuff. The ball comes out of his hand at a high rate of speed. He's got a cutter, a slider, a changeup, a fastball that's elite. He can strike batters out. And when the games are on the line and the stage is big, that's what he's built for. So another guy that hopefully can be super comfortable in those moments. You know, he was a big part of everything that happened last year at that time of year, so he's not new to that.
How pivotal was capitalizing on the free bases in the first 3 innings for you guys?
Good. I mean, free bases occur when you're disciplined in your own space. You know, sometimes the other side will say, well, we just did a poor job. Well, if we didn't have the discipline to lay off pitches or take hit by pitches, then maybe those things wouldn't have happened. So it's a compliment to the discipline of your team to fight hard and not give away at bats. So that's a good team item, if you will, of being tough and battling and taking walks and hit by pitches and then getting a big hit.
Taking the series opener on a short week and then still having Jerron available, does that give you guys any more of a cushion or leeway?
Tomorrow we get to come out here and play. Jerron's on full rest. I know he's excited for the chance to pitch. Those should all be positives. You know what I'm saying? Like, those should be positive outlook pieces for him and for our team. And yeah, I mean, you always got to find the upside. As a coach, I always think about how lucky you are to be able to write certain kids' name in the lineup and just cherish those days. Tomorrow you get to write Jerron's name in there as the starting pitcher with a good 9-man lineup behind him.